Hey folks, welcome back to the second day of Hacktoberfest and get into an open source. We have on second day we have another speaker on again open source and how you can contribute in the Appwrite. And the person that I'm talking about is Aditya Oberai. He's a DevRel engineer at Appwrite. And I think so, yeah. So Aditya is here. Hi Adi, how are you?
Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining in today. And a huge shout out to the OpenCo community. They've been doing some fantastic work over the last couple of years. So, definitely very happy to join in.
Yeah, great. Aditya, can you give your intro? Those who are new, I know those who have been active in community, like they will know pretty much well. But even those who are joining new to the community, a small intro from your end. Yeah.
Sure. So I am Aditya Oberai. I'm currently a DevRel engineer here at Appwrite. I've been active with tech communities and hackathon spaces for the last 2 years now, through a variety of different programs with Major League Hacking, with Microsoft, with Google, as well as Twilio. And yeah, I love working with .NET, Azure, mostly backend and cloud stuff. So it kind of fits in perfectly with me for Appwrite. So I'm really happy to be here to talk about Appwrite.
Cool. Those who didn't know about Appride is one of the sponsor in the Hacktoberfest. So Aditya can give you great insights. And again, I am saying again in every session, I will say this: do quality contribution, and that's really important. Do quality contribution. Don't spam anywhere. And yeah, Aditya, can you take over the stage and you can get started with? I think so. You are sharing your screen. Let me bring you the
Sure,
page, the
sure,
screen.
sure.
I hope it's visible. And let me go back to the backstage, and you can kill it over it. I know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Karthike. Once again, hi everyone. So I'm just gonna be here to talk a little about what Appwrite is, how Appwrite works, how you can use Appwrite, and then go on to talk about how you can contribute to Appwrite in Hacktoberfest. So first up, once again, I am Aditya. I'm currently a DevRel engineer here at Appwrite. And if you ever want to reach out to me to talk about anything communities, football, specifically Manchester United or pizza, please feel free to reach out to me on my Twitter handle there. Now, the first thing I want to talk about a little is what Appwrite really is, because chances are you've seen us on our logo on the Hacktoberfest website. We've been active on socials recently, but you may not necessarily understand Appwrite, right? So yeah, Appwrite is an open source, secure end-to-end backend server for web, mobile, and Flutter developers. What Appwrite really does is that it abstracts the complexity behind cloud and backend development in order to make developers' lives easier and just help give them and their projects a better starting point. There are definitely problems here that developers face in today's world that we were trying to solve, and that's what that's what Appwrite is all about. It's about making your development experience faster, simpler, essentially better. Now, when we talk about the need for Appwrite for an end-to-end, a backend as a service solution, essentially, it does tend to question why, right? So, in the current days right now, modern software development has actually become rather hard. It's not very easy to build software in today's date because the software development world has really expanded to a very vast amount over the last couple of decades. Now, a lot of tasks, do get repetitive across projects. But the thing is that, developers are expected to know quite a few things, which means quite a lot. And at the same time, it isn't very easy to always understand software security as well at the start. It's something that takes years of experience to understand. So these problems aren't just there with some of us students. These problems go far beyond that into the professional spaces as well. And what Appwrite really wants to do is make the software development experience a lot less painful. Developers are modern day superheroes, and we're trying to make this process, their work, a little more comfortable for them. So when we talk about the tools that Appwrite covers, we have a very complete set. that covers most backend tools required to build any great app on a platform. So, whether it is a feature like authentication and users management, we actually have over 25 OAuth providers that you can utilize for your solutions, as well as roles and team management within AppWrite. We have a database which really acts as a nice, comfortable, persistent layer that you can use with any form of data. We have uh, a store. We have a file store here available for your files and images that you can utilize. Cloud functions are a recent big feature, um, and these are essentially functioning as serverless functions. So it's a great facility that we have, which is at par with some of our industry standards. I think the big feature that I've seen in recent times, that I'm sure you may have seen, in case you've been aware of AppWrite in the past, is our real-time API, which actually enables you to get the information around any, essentially around any sort of an event occurring throughout AppWrite. So whether it's the creation of a user, or the usage of our files, so any event that occurs, you can get information about in real time. A really fun fact: we were actually able to uh, maintain over 1 million simultaneous connections on a single server in a recent test we did. So it's a great feature to have. Plus, we've got some really cool other stuff as well that you can have a look at. If I get a little more into the depth of the architecture of AppWrite and how it goes, as you can see, the tools I mentioned, you probably are able to find them up here on the screen as well. Some little facts about these, if you look at the left side of that green little bar that we have, you'll probably be clearly see the AppWrite CLI and the console highlighted. Those are two ways by which you can directly communicate with your AppWrite instance. Aside from that, of course, we have SDKs that you can utilize in your applications and solutions. And we have our API gateway, which essentially ensures that you can communicate with all our services using a variety of different ways. Currently, the ones that we have active are the REST API, of course, along with the real-time API, which is basically which you can utilize, which we are using through WebSockets. And apart from that, we have GraphQL and gRPC coming along the way. Beyond that, we've got a variety of services, as I shared earlier, that you can probably read a little more about as you go ahead to explore the AppWrite repositories as well. Now that I've talked about the services that AppWrite offers, how AppWrite functions, well, in brief, I do want to tell a little more about why developers use AppWrite here. So the first point that I have is that AppWrite is open source. It's transparent. It's free to use. It's free to test. Our entire code base is available on GitHub, and we want to ensure our principles of transparency for everyone. Secondly, AppWrite is truly cross-platform. You can actually utilize AppWrite, run it on Linux, Mac, Windows, any of these platforms. As long as you have Docker, that's the only dependency you really need. As long as that's there, you can deploy AppWrite on your system. As long with that, I want to mention that AppWrite also works locally, which means it provides the same experience both on your development environment as well as your production, which is really cool. The next point I have is that there is a huge focus around data and privacy control on AppWrite that has been a priority for us, because we want to ensure that any information that you store utilizing AppWrite should be kept secure. So that's definitely something we've kept in mind as AppWrite has been built. And beyond that, of course, it is language and framework agnostic. A major enabler for us on this front is that we actually have an open API spec that is utilized by our SDK generator, which is something we have to build SDKs for different languages. Beyond that, even if we don't have an SDK for your language, as long as your language can make HTTP requests, you can utilize AppWrite. So we are truly language and framework agnostic. And in fact, if you want to add support for different languages, the SDK generator is up there to contribute to. It's there on our GitHub as well, so you can have a look at that. Beyond that, there are a few more factors, of course, as well. The developer experience is something that is definitely very important to us at Appwrite. Even as building this platform, we thought in depth about a developer's journey, starting from docs through the integration between different SDKs to how predictable and consistent the APIs should be. Keeping all of these factors, we've actually spent quite a lot of time to ensure that the developer experience with Appwrite is as smooth as possible. Appwrite is designed to scale. Um, it is designed to ensure that your solutions remain as efficient as possible. Appwrite is ensured to remain secure out of the box, which means that of course, we have maintained various practices around ensuring that your product remains secure. Of course, there are some limitations at front. For example, if you lose access to your host device where Appwrite is installed, but beyond that, we have tried to ensure as much security as possible. Appwrite is modular and follows a plug and play architecture. We we designed Appwrite to ensure that it works alongside your backend and not necessarily fully replace it. Of course, you can if you want to, but that being said, it is interoperable. You can actually run it with a variety of different services, and it doesn't interfere with the functioning of different solutions here. And a very special little point here is that Appwrite has a very small footprint with ARM support. So that means you can even run it on a Raspberry Pi, which is extremely cool. So yeah, what's next for Appwrite? Of course, I've talked a lot about Appwrite, but it's still a constantly improving solution here. So the next things that we're focusing on are native iOS support. Our iOS SDK is currently being developed and should be out very soon. So that's something you can, look out for. Beyond that, we are working to support relational and non-relational databases in our database solution. Currently, we have support for MariaDB, but we're looking to add a few more different solutions, which is going to be very exciting. We are working towards making our cloud functions 10 times faster than right now. So even as we're ensuring the performance of cloud functions right now, we are going to make them absolutely blazing fast. So that's definitely something that you should keep an eye out for. I am personally really waiting for that. Multi-factor authentication is on the way as well. I think a very exciting feature that we have coming up is storage buckets, which means you can actually choose to store your files on, S3 buckets, DO spaces, or backblaze, and any other storage buckets that you can actually connect it from. So that's up there. I think the big feature that we're gonna have is that currently Appwrite is self-hosted, but we're gonna have a cloud-hosted version soon as well. It is definitely in the making. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So that's something that I'm really waiting for. And along with these, of course, we've got quite a few other things that we have on our task list. So there's a lot to keep an eye out for in Appwrite, with Appwrite, around Appwrite. So be sure to stay vigilant about those. Now that I've talked a little about what Appwrite is, I do want to show a little more about how you can get started with Appwrite. I think the best resource for that is our docs. It is designed to be easily comprehensible. So you can actually have a look at it at appwrite.io/docs. But I'm going to take you forward and show some of our commands and how our SDK functions. So you can actually install Appwrite with a single command. Here I have a copy of the command that you can use. We actually, as I mentioned earlier, we only have a requirement for Docker to be installed on your system. But beyond that, whether it's a Linux, Mac, or a Windows based device, as well as for your server and all, you can actually use Docker anywhere. It is designed to be cross-platform. We do have a command for Unix, so any Unix-based system can utilize that, as well as a separate one for command prompt on Windows, as well as PowerShell. So you can find those on the AppWrite docs. Next up, I do have a few examples here to show how easy it is to work with the SDK. The examples we have here are based on our Flutter SDK, but I want to ensure that you folks recognize the fact that it's going to be a very consistent experience across our different SDKs. So it's going to be just as comfortable. So as you can see on the screen, all you need to do is initialize a client, set your endpoint there. As you install your SDK, set your project ID. Another little feature that we have is that you can actually set it to self-sign. Now, what we recommend here is that you only use a self-signed certificate on your development environment. On production, it's not recommended. Next up, if you can see, as you go ahead to create an account, all you need to do is initialize an account object and then create a user using their email, password, and name. As I talk about uploading a file, all you have to do is initialize a storage object, and then you can create a file using the file name, its path, the type. So if you can see across the different slides that I've had, I'm sure one thing that is visible is a very consistent experience with the different features of the SDK. And that's something we've gone ahead to and put a lot of focus on, because we want to make sure that this is an experience as comfortable for every developer as possible. So it is something that we have put quite a lot of focus on. You can create documents, of course, with because and then these would be primarily for our database service that we have. So you can actually go ahead, create a document using the collection ID, as well as whatever data format you have, whatever data objects you have. You can probably see that it's there in the form of a JSON. Um, Similarly, of course, different platforms have their own objects, but we've tried to ensure we have a very consistent format throughout this entire process. We also have the real-time events API, which I teased about earlier. So this would actually allow you to get and listen to and get information about any event happening all across your AppWrite instance. So whether it is around your accounts or documents or your file store, any of these you can actually listen to in real time. It is an amazing addition that we've had to our platform in recent times, and it's one that you should definitely have a look at. So that was a bit about our SDK, how you can utilize AppWrite in your solutions. Ooh, I need a little sip there of water. We've got a nice AppWrite bottle here. Yeah. So yeah, now to the fun part. As Hacktoberfest is all about celebrating open source and contributing to open source, I want to talk a little about how you can actually contribute to AppWrite and its ecosystem through Hacktoberfest. So this time we're actually taking four different types of contributions. The first one, of course, is tackling open issues. We have a curated list of Hacktoberfest issues, most of which are actually beginner friendly, that you can find on our repositories. So if you go ahead to the AppWrite GitHub, you can find a huge number of open issues that are both beginner friendly as well as eligible for Hacktoberfest. The second type of contributions that we're looking for are simple demo applications with your favorite technologies. Like I mentioned earlier, we're heavily language and framework agnostic. You can actually utilize AppWrite across a wide range of developer technologies. But we would love to see demo solutions come up to showcase how you can actually utilize, and then you can contribute these to AppWrite here, to our organization. Apart from that, writing blog posts is another way that you can contribute. We want to learn more about your experience with AppWrite, and we want you to go ahead and share that with our community through awesome blog posts. This can be on any platform that you prefer, be it, well, Dev2, be it Medium, be it Hashnode, any platform. We want to know more about your experience. And another one that is very important for us is making tutorials. So you can create learning tutorials, both written or video, to help new community members get started with Appwrite, to take that first step, which is definitely essential to developer education around Appwrite. It is a very important form of contribution, and we would love for more of you to take this as well as all the other open ways to contribute here, and try them out. For all of these contributors, we do also have a few special prizes, along with, of course, the official Hacktoberfest DigitalOcean swags. So if you make one contribution based on the ones that I mentioned earlier, you will be eligible to win our OG Appwrite sticker pack, which you can actually find on our swag store as well. Here's where it kind of gets interesting, because now you know once you take another extra step, get that second contribution in, you will be eligible to receive a limited edition Hacktoberfest sticker pack. One step further, you're really on a roll here. Get that third contribution in, and you would receive a limited edition app right Hacktoberfest mug, which is really cool. And I want to mention that these limited edition swags are only going to be available this month and not beyond that. But if you're a real superhero, you get four or more contributions, you will win a limited edition Hacktoberfest T-shirt for Appwrite. And I can tell you, I can promise you, these designs, these limited edition designs, are going to be absolutely fantastic. We're yet to reveal and tease them. I have just myself gotten a few sneak peeks only, so I'm actually very excited to have a look at those. And this I believe I may have mentioned this earlier, but if not, if suppose you get two contributions, then you'll be eligible for both the prize for that as well as the first. For the third, it would be all the ones before that as well as the prize for the third, and so on. So more contributions means there are more prizes for you to win, and these are all extremely cool. So yeah, we cannot wait to see what you all create throughout Hacktoberfest. I personally think we're gonna see some absolutely lovely work from all of you folks, and it's gonna be very exciting. Thank you so much for listening to me throughout this. In case you have any queries, I'm here to interact with you. You can also join our Discord server at appwrite.io/discord, where our entire core team is available to work with, to interact with. So you can always hop over and ask any queries that you might want to.
Cool. That's a much pretty much good Appwrite, but some flaunting is going on. So let me bring
Yeah,
on the side thing.
of course. It's a
Okay,
nice
cool.
bottle, though.
Uh, and yeah, this is from mine. Also, like yeah,
Yeah, Appwrite OP. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that, Sonal.
there's a drop off here. Maybe link in the description box. You can check them out, folks,
Oh,
and
I
you
see
can
we've
see
got quite a few
all things
folks
clear and clear and now on that end. Cool. And yeah, first of all, again, I'm saying, yeah. So, yep.
Okay, Karthik, I think I'm losing your audio a little.
Again,
There seems to be some lag. Not sure if it's just in my end. Anyway, in the meantime, I can probably have a look at the chat funds, see if we have any queries come up. I see some lovely folks in there. Um, you know, Vinayak is there. I see Vedant, Raghav, of course. So many familiar names. So it's great to have all of you here. And yeah, Sarabji, that can run on a Raspberry Pi as well. It's that's definitely very cool. I think, yeah, okay. If I talk about show us the swags, so some of the limited edition swags, even I haven't fully seen the final versions. I'm actually very excited to check out those. Dheeraj, that's definitely there. But I mean, I think my t-shirt's visible. Yeah, that's an Apple t-shirt, and of course the bottle. It looks really
Sorry,
nice.
folks. Sorry for there's a
It's
drop of
totally
net
okay.
here in my area, so that's why. Yeah, but yeah, again, Aditya is always giving flexing of their swag, so it's okay.
Of
Cool.
course.
I think okay. Yeah. Again, thanks for taking a hosting kind of thing. Again, Aditya is always best in hosting, so I there is no delay on that. So yeah, thanks for taking my seat on that end. And yeah, quite new folks are joining. I think so. Kushi is also here. Cool. Hi,
Oh
Kushi.
yes, I saw Kushi. Hey.
Oh, Kushi OG is here. We can always cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. There's not as such question, but again, yeah, Aditya gave you a motivation for like, yeah, if you are contributing to there, you can get stocks. But again, don't do for that. Do for learning. Again, I'm saying, I am
Yeah.
bringing this series with. Yep.
I want to add on that. When we talk about swags, they're really a token of appreciation for your work. But that being said, as you work, as you try to build, as you collaborate and interact, there is a learning and a growth process there, and there is so much you can actually take back from these experiences. It's definitely something that should be a priority, the learning and the growth, because if that's happening, you're gonna continue to get better and achieve more as time progresses. So when swags are gonna come and go, that's gonna be a part of the process. Don't make it your end goal. There are far larger things you can work towards.
Cool. Cool. I think so. There's no only sex kind of thing, and yeah, I think so. Dheeraj has dropped the description. So just refresh the stream. You see all the links of the app again. Our app all the links are app in there, but I added Discord also. Just refresh the thing, and you will uh, get the link. And if you doesn't, so just end the stream because it can be a lag with StreamYard also. So after the stream, you can check them out also. Cool. Otherwise, Aditya is also in our Discord server. So if you have any doubt
Oh
regarding
yeah.
anything, yeah, so you can ask anything regarding AppWrite. So yeah, again, and yeah, let me see. I think that there's no more question, but yeah, Shoshi, you are late pretty much.
Yeah. It's all right though. It's on YouTube. Will be recorded. You can always have a look at it later on as well. Thanks a lot, Vinayak. I think Karthik is having some network trouble again. I totally relate with this. This happens so many times. It's just unfortunately a part of the streaming life, a part of the community life. So that's there, of course, but it'll be all right. He'll probably be back quickly. Yep,
Cool. Again,
here he
sorry.
is.
There is like dropping internet day every single bit. So sorry for that. And I think so. Yeah.
No worries.
Uh, yeah, I think the all links are in the chat. Also, you can check them out. I think the Dheeraj had put him down.
Yeah,
And
they're
let
there
me
in
see the.
the description. I can see them there. It's just one of those days. I so relate with the network issues. I've been through enough of them by now, unfortunately. It happens all the time. Yeah, Kushi, you just missed the teasing of the swags. Don't worry, you'll get to see those designs very soon. keep an eye out for the Appwrite socials and the Appwrite community. You'll the community you're gonna be the first to know. So definitely do check, join our community. We've got some amazing developers there, some amazing people trying to build and collaborate and learn with each other. It's a great place to be in. Oof. Yep. BSNL. Nice. Yeah, those troubles happen. Um, in the meantime, if you still have anything you want to ask about, you can do that right now. It's a great time to do that. Seems like Karthikeya should be getting back on. Oh yeah, if you're Raghav, that's definitely there.
Cool.
The Upright team is pretty active on our Discord. We tend to stay as communicative as possible. So yep,
Sorry again. I didn't know why it's happening again and again.
happens all
I
the
hate
time.
the
It's okay.
yeah. Yeah. Vedant caught me BSNL OP. Cool. Net at
Yeah,
Nagpur is horrible. Yeah, yeah. What can I say over that? But it's okay. Yeah. I think so. Aditya after I become off on that end. So Aditya take over the whole stage. But I know he killed it on that end. But I think so. There is no more. I think so. There's no more question. But it's just a full hate to BSNL. It's okay. Keep going. Keep going. I love the hate to BSNL. Okay. Yeah, I think that there is no more question, but the people just are really active, like really, really excited to contribute in app, right? And yeah,
yeah.
cool.
I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
again, folks, do check the description box. All the links are there, and start contributing to app, right? Again, I'm saying Aditya is in our Discord, so do ask if you have any query, or also links of the Discord of the app, right, in the description. Go to the Discord server of app, right? And I think so Aditya is also there. They're also there, so they can help you out on
Yep.
that, and also cool.
And make sure you keep an eye out for the open core streams. I know they have quite a lot of organizations that they're going to be bringing on very soon. So that's definitely going to be fun. I think BSNL heard Karthikeya and Vinayak and everyone's words. The trouble is back. Yeah, they definitely heard that. So
Okay. Again, it's I think so. There's not a problem of BSNL. Maybe it's a problem of StreamYard. Maybe it can be possible.
oh, possible, yeah.
Yeah, it can be possible. I didn't know, but yeah, I think BSNL needs swags. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. I think so. There is no more doubt. And again, yeah, or if you want, just share, take a screenshot, other tag Aditya, me, OpenCo, app, right, and share your
I
insights.
got it.
It
Yeah.
pretty much good. Well, that's also a contribution you can say to the community. Cool.
Yep, definitely. Oof. We absolutely have no idea now what was the trigger, but anyway, let me just look at the chat ones. I can imagine Vinayak. I can imagine right now. um,
Because Vinayak is laughing
I think
behind me
yeah.
only. That okay,
I,
cool.
I think we actually have a little query that just came in.
Yeah,
So I think Mohan
cool.
here is asking what should be done initially before contributing to the project. The first step is actually to have a look at the contributing guideline on our repository. It talks about the project, different aspects of its of how Apprite functions, as well as the necessary standards that we follow. So that's definitely a first good step. Secondly, you can go ahead, have a look at the different issues we have. In case you have any doubts or queries you want to discuss, please feel free to join our Discord and we'll be happy to help you out with those there as well.
Cool. Yeah, before it happen again, so I think so there is no more question. And yeah, folks, thanks for joining, folks. I hope so you got some insights on how to contribute to AppWrite. Even all the thing, like this session is for beginner, so even if you think you didn't know anything, again Aditya is here to help you out on their Discord. And yeah, before I cut off again, so let's end this stream. And so yeah, thanks folks for joining, and I see you on the next session. I pretty much think of it will be around TensorFlow Lite, maybe. I didn't know, but yeah, let's see. I'm
Nice.
bringing Sunit Roy on that end, but yeah, I didn't know, remember actually what is the third day session speaker. Let I have to check, but I think the Sunit only. Yeah.